Hey guys, my name is Simpzy, and welcome back to some more Total War Attila. We're playing as the last Roman DLC as the Roman Expedition. So guys, let's get straight and right into it. A lot of stuff we need to recap. Now, I have skipped a considerable amount of turns ahead. I felt like the last couple of episodes and this campaign was kind of getting a little bit boring, kind of a little bit dull, because it was very, very repetitive. There wasn't many battles. It was fun for me. I was absolutely enjoying this campaign. However, for continuity's sake, I don't think it was. So I made the decision to skip a fair few turns ahead, and now I'm going to quickly recap because we've got some very, very exciting stuff happening here today. So obviously, in the last episode, we're finishing off the last of the Ostrogoths, and I was going to declare war against the Sardinians, because what we were doing is we were reclaiming, and the Roman Empire was pushing up and taking out all the full stacks, while we obviously were taking the territories. And it was actually quite boring. I will explain why. You can see the entirety of the campaign map as well. But we took down Sardinia, got rid of them, and yep. So let's have a look at our armies. Now we currently have Flavius. Where is Flavius? Here, Flavius Belisarius. We have some fantastic units now. We've got the very heavy melee infantry, Anti-Augustina. I'm not even going to try bother pronouncing that. We actually can upgrade my archers here to silver. So we have 4 lots of fantastic medium shot cavalry, medium bow, and we have onagers now with Flavius. I've saved up enough money, and I pretty much just stacked at Genoa, and I spent probably 20 turns. I had enough money built up in my economy to build 3 full stacks. As you see, I have 21,000. Actually, no, it's a lot more than 21,000 in the bank. Wow, that is an incredible amount of money. And we're also making 8,000 per turn. So we have 1 full stack here with Flavius Belisarius, Paulinius here, and then we have Narus. Currently, I don't have any heirs. Varus here actually died. He was my heir of natural causes. John the Armenian was killed. Belisarius' only biological son died. Theodosius, one of my nephews, obviously was assassinated pretty early on. But I'm actually thinking about adopting one of these two. Narus is 39. Obviously, I do have a fair amount of control because of and influence because of the former wives. Probably more. Yeah, not control, 49. Dominion, 77. Would Narus or Plutinius? I might actually adopt him because he has more influence. They always seem to die, obviously. I don't want to secure loyalty. We'll adopt because we need an heir. I find it funny that both my heirs have died before Belisarius. Obviously, he can't die, but he's 41. He might die of old age. I'm not entirely sure. So we currently have 3 full stacks here. Very quality, very high quality units. We're going to be pushing against the Franks. I currently have as well 3 full stacks courtesy of the Emperor down in the south. And then obviously my full stacks, 1 stack at Carthage, 1 horde at Carthage, and the other one here. So let's get into diplomacy. Now we currently have a alliance with the Roman Empire. Obviously, we're at war with the Swabians, the Bretons, the Frankish Kingdom, and yes, the Visigoths are our puppet state. And you might be thinking, how the fuck did you manage to convince that? Obviously, we can't actually negotiate 1-to-1 with them. Because before I couldn't. Because I'm basically, essentially a client state of Rome. They actually offered me to be their puppet state for 2,000. I thought, hang on a minute, does that go straight to our victory conditions? No, it doesn't. Because looking at our victory conditions now, for Loyalist Triumphant, we need to reclaim 80 different settlements. So even if they are my vassals, they don't count. So we're going to have to obviously take them and betray them. So as you see in the north here, we've got 3 full stacks. We're going to be pushing against the Frankish Kingdom, so that's what's going to be happening in the next couple of episodes, and there's actually a big army here we should be playing here today. Once we push against the Franks, we'll probably push against the Swabians with the Visigoths. The Romans do have a full legion here, and a couple of other forces nearby, but they're building up some more quality troops. They might even ferry some troops across from northern Africa to maybe go through Visigoth's lands. So that's why I currently have these 3 units. Now, I'm ignoring whether or not to disband them and just leave them at Carthage so they can get an early start of getting some growth up and building my economy. However, they are for free, so we might as well send them over to help the Visigoths and maybe retake some lands from the Swabians, because I don't really give a shit about them. They're not costing me any upkeep, so we might as well. So, a lot of exciting stuff. We have 2 expeditions going on, really. Our main one with the north fighting the Franks, which should be good, and then we have another one fighting the Swabians. Once we've defeated the Franks and the Swabians, we'll betray the Visigoths and win the campaign. So, that's the plan, that is. Now, speaking of the Visigoths, I might actually ask them for some money. Would they give me some? They gave me 1,000. Would you give me more? No. That's good to see. What about Rome? Rome actually hates me. Huh. Really? It's because Justinian isn't quite happy with me at the moment. That's interesting. I wonder, would he actually betray the expedition? Maybe he wouldn't. Regardless, so we've got... That's probably the weakest army here of the 2. But, Naris there. Right, we're going to attack this army here now. Let's start against the Franks. Now, I want to attack this army here. I've put it out, so I should be able to get a 2-to-1 ratio. So I want to deploy this army further out so it doesn't attract the garrison from inside the settlement. So about here, we'll deploy Naris. And now we'll get Belisarius to hit the Frankish force. And if he stands and fight, it'll be a 2-to-1 ratio. We have fantastic units, and I really can't wait to get to these on the battle. What I predicted was for them to run away. So I'm going to get Naris here. He is in range to besiege the settlement. We'll encircle. I would like to fight this army on the field, so we'll try to push it up as much as we can. We also have another full stack here with the brave heroes. I'm umming and ahhing, do I even need to bother pushing that army up, or should I push it straight across here? These armies are quite competent to go head to head on their own. Like, I could move this army this way to move it to Tolosa, Bertigala, and start carving up the Frankish kingdom quite quickly. Yeah. The only reason I've got 2 here is because it's a full stack. It will just help us. Elite swordsmen, they've got a fair few of them. They've got some decent cavalry. But so do we. We also have champions in each one of these armies. Speaking of agents, let's move my spy further north. Technologies-wise, we're starting to go into civic, but we're making a fair few amount of money per turn anyway. So, armory here. The only reason we don't have that much food, as you see from my food surplus, buildings, we've got an 80% rivalry. That is because of, obviously, it was worse before because it was 4 stacks in one region. Once we spread out a bit, that should be fine, but we would need to go back into food and increase that a little bit. So we need to wait for that to be 4, and we'll wait for this to be that. Right, so let's end the turn. So if you guys still are enjoying this Roman expedition campaign, please leave a like. I'd really much appreciate it, and subscribe if you haven't, to keep up to date with the series. So, just a quick recap. My 3 best legions are going to be taking out the Frankish kingdom. We'll send Justinian's reinforcements to Iberia to wipe out the Swabians with the help of the Ostrogothic kingdom, to make a bit of a foothold and a stance in Iberia from when we betray the Visigoths, which we will have to do. If they were a part of, because we've technically reclaimed them, we've made they bent the knee to me. I own them. Really, it should actually apply. I wouldn't declare war on them if it wasn't a part of my victory conditions, because that's a pretty decent piece of land. Right, yeah, we'll pay him off. Belisarius has a lot of influence, because they have a fair amount of troops here as well. Let's actually have a look at them. Romans, 61 regions, the best. Frankish kingdom, 2nd. Visigoths, 3rd. So, the Franks won't last long. So, how many stacks do they have? 1, from what I can see. 2... 2, yeah. Alright. Looks like that Frankish force has gone into the mountain pass. I would like to run it down, but we will be able to take this settlement with quite ease. 2-to-1 with fantastic units. But it's going to be difficult pushing north, obviously, against the Franks. I reckon they're going to give us a bit of a run for our money, especially fighting in the north like this. We'll take Nimus. Oh wow. I was wondering why we were so outnumbered to win. It's because of the faction leader is here, which is who? Theo Udebert. Really? With this fantastic army? That's interesting. Well, okay, he's adopted. We'll give him a military. Oh no, we want his influence there. I'm half tempted to adopt Naris at some point, but we're going to play the Battle of Nimus here, wholly and solely because the faction leader's there, and for some reason we don't have a very good auto-resolve. So, let's fight this on the field. We'll let my archers, my horse archers, and my onagers deal with most of the work, but this army isn't the best of the two. It's still got my old blue Roman units, 3 lots of axemen. It's because they have, like, what is it? 3 silver chevrons. I didn't feel justified to disband them to create those heavy units just yet. But, a lot of exciting things to come in this campaign. So let's actually have our first look at these. Well, actually, it's probably the axemen as well. I'll just deploy them here so we can have a good look at them. So here are the axemen. They look really awesome, if I do say so myself. Right, let's have a look at the heavy infantry. Not as good as their unit card looks, but I don't know, I like the look of the first Roman legions more than these later ones. Well, we're not actually going to deploy them or the axemen, to be perfectly honest. We'll deploy only the Scutarii. It'd be a waste of infantry otherwise, I think. Just for the time being. The only reason that I'm playing this is because the faction leader's in there. Okay. Maybe I should spread this out a little bit more. So I want one unit to go here. Push up. One can go through this gap. Why did I group him? One can go through here. I didn't even mean to do that. Right. I might actually send the axemen straight up through here. Move my cavalry back and my general. We'll keep my heavy infantry in reserve in the trees here. They'll be hidden. Onager can sit here. We'll go with flaming. Archers will move here as well. Go with heavy shot. Oh, maybe not. We'll just go with flaming. Right. So this isn't the best army out of all of them, but it's still going to go pretty well, I think. So I want to push here with my cavalry. Once we take that, we'll be able to get them up and over and get some shots off. I think this deployment I'm happy with. Alright, let's start it off. Go straight in. Move my archers up. Break them down there. Move up here as well. There's archers there we're going to have to watch out for. But try take this square. Their general's there, so what we're instantly going to do is we're going to try take him out as quickly as possible. Move these guys up. I might even try put... Oh, have we got speedster? I used it. No, that's precision shot. This cavalry doesn't have it though. Onagers fire at them. We'll try push for their square there. But if we can get my horse archers to get their shots off... Oh, they actually look like Romans now. Since, oh no, they're a different unit. I'll put these guys on heavy shot though. What can we fire at here? A lot of skirmishes there. Fire at their skirmish cab. But we're going to be charging their elite swordsman head on. My archers are still getting their shots off. They're not Honeycmen, they're actually Romans. We need to take out these towers. Push there. Get my catapult to hit there. Bring them down. Keep firing at their general. Get my archers to hit their generals there as well. How are we going here? This unit isn't going that well. We might actually have to send my cavalry over here to deal with them, because there is an archer unit there. Right, get my horse archers to hit their archers there. Get my archers to hit their archers. Oh, that's gonna hit. I don't even know who that's gonna hit. I want to take this tower. How long till that cavalry's getting over there? I think there's going to be too much friendly fire with these onagers. We'll disable and halt. We can kill their general. Alright, swing around. Get my archers to hold there. Push here. Come on, we need to run these guys down quickly. Charge and melee. Yep, go, 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 go. Get into formation, then charge. Come on, quick. Oh my god, this charge is going to be horrendous. Oh no, 180. Come on, get in there. My axemen don't have any special abilities or anything, do they? Alright, let's push in. My shock elite Germanic bowmen. Fall out. Send one unit of swordsmen to hold here. Get that unit of axemen to flank around. Keep getting my horse archers to pepper them. There's only 14 of them left. Take aim. Want to get a couple of volleys off if we can. There isn't too many of them. And obviously we're not deploying our entire force. The enemy general is dead. We've killed the Frankish king. Nicely done. And as soon as that happens, it's a victory. A decisive one at that. 766. Far out. Their general really held them in on that. But we've killed the Frankish king and taken Nimus. We did lose one entirety of one of my forces, which isn't the best, but not really much you can do there. Obviously, because there's one unit spot, what can we go with? Probably spearmen. It would help us there, obviously in camp now. We'll try first these guys on the field. Germanic shock. But this is the first time I'm actually versing the Franks, so it should be a good one. Right, let's have a quick see what we can do economical wise. I want to get more food just to be a little bit more secure.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be getting my second best army of the two to push. Faraberters there. They really should be able to go on off their own. Like, for example, this can push probably further south at Tolosa. Or maybe I should keep them together so we can have overwhelming odds. Regardless, I'm actually going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching if you watched all the way through. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date with this series and support my channel. My name has been Simpzy. Stay tuned for more content on Simpzy Total War.